And a former aide to Governor Hochul and former Governor Cuomo charged tonight with acting as an illegal agent to the Chinese government and the Chinese Communist Party.
The indictment, more than 60 pages long, alleging she and her husband gained millions of dollars in financial benefits to buy luxury properties and fancy cars. Political reporter Marcia Kramer is here with all the details. Marcia.
Well, Dick and Christine, Linda's son held a lot of different jobs during the 13 years she worked in state government. She was supposed to focus on business development, Asian American affairs. But according to the feds, her real focus was doing the bidding of the Chinese government, which included an important mission, preventing officials from Taiwan from gaining access to the governor's office. Linda's son in federal court charged in a 65-page indictment with using various positions in New York State government to further the goals of the Chinese government and the Chinese Communist Party in exchange for funds to live a lavish lifestyle, including a multi-million-dollar Manhasset mansion and a fleet of fancy cars, including a Ferrari. Husband Chris Hugh, the owner of a Flushing, Queens liquor store, was also hit with a host of charges, including money laundering and bank fraud. While appearing to serve the people of New York as deputy chief of staff within the New York State Executive Chamber, the defendant and her husband actually worked to further the interests of the Chinese government and the CCP, said United States Attorney Breon Peace. The illicit scheme enriched the defendant's family to the tune of millions of dollars. The couple's $4.1 million home on the North Shore of Long Island was raided by the FBI 6 weeks ago, agents carrying out boxes of records. The indictment included several pictures of Linda's son with Chinese officials, like this one from September 2019 in Beijing, celebrating the 70th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. She is charged with blocking representatives of the Taiwanese government from having access to high-level New York State officials. "No meeting, please," she wrote to an assemblyman who wanted the governor to meet with Taiwanese officials. "Kindly decline. Do not want her to wade into this China-Taiwan sensitivity." She was also charged with forging Hochul's signature on a letter inviting Chinese officials to come to New York, which they used to get visas, changing the messaging of state officials regarding issues of importance to the Chinese government and the Chinese Communist Party, obtaining official state proclamations for Chinese officials without proper authorization, and violating the Foreign Agents Registration Act, which requires individuals to register with the Department of Justice if they are involved in political or advocacy work for foreign governments.
These charges are disappointing, that they are the product of an overly aggressive investigation.
Now, a spokesman for Governor Hochul said son was fired in March 2023 after officials discovered evidence of misconduct. The evidence was immediately turned over to the feds. Now, Linda's son and her husband received millions of dollars in benefits for their actions. I'll have more on that coming up at 6.
Stunning details there, Marcia. We'll see you again at 6. Thank you. A new scandal in state government has a former aide to both Governor Hochul and former Governor Andrew Cuomo is charged with acting as an illegal agent of the Chinese government and the Chinese Communist Party. Political reporter Marcia Kramer has the details.
This $4.1 million Manhasset Long Island mansion is just one of the benefits reaped by Linda's son for reportedly operating as an illegal agent of the Chinese government and the Chinese Communist Party. She and her husband, Queens liquor store owner Chris Hugh, have many lavish assets that the feds want them to forfeit if they are convicted. In addition to the 5-bedroom Manhasset mansion, which was raided by the FBI 6 weeks ago, there is a $2.1 million Honolulu condo, a 2024 Ferrari, a 2024 Range Rover, a 2022 Mercedes, and tens of thousands of dollars in various bank accounts. The couple, quote, laundered millions of dollars for the foreign country and used the monetary benefits of this scheme to buy luxury vehicles and million-dollar properties here in New York, said Thomas M. Fataruso, special agent in charge of the IRS office in New York. But that's not all. According to the 65-page indictment, the Chinese government footed the bill for trips to China, a stay in the same Beijing suite used by former First Lady Michelle Obama, event tickets, a job for son's cousin in China, backing for various businesses run by Chris Hugh, including a venture to import frozen fish to China, and several instances where a Chinese delicacy, Nanjing-style salted duck, were prepared by the personal chef of a Chinese consulate official and delivered to Miss Sun's parents.
Marcia Kramer here in studio with me now. Marcia, Linda's son and her husband, they have various business ventures. Will they be able to account for all of these assets and all of this money in their accounts?
Well, not according to the federal government. In the indictment that they filed, they noted that in their joint return that they filed last year, the total amount that they claimed was $125,000, and that the liquor store only made just over $9,000 in profits.
All right, easy to do the math there. What happens next?
Well, they both posted bond and they walked out of court today, and they've been told that they are limited to their travel, so they can't go to China anymore. They're only limited to New York, Long Island, Maine, and New Hampshire. But another thing that's interesting is that she was also ordered not to have any contact with either the Chinese mission here or the Chinese consulate. I need to tell you that moments ago, Governor Hochul spoke on radio about this, and she said she was shocked and outraged. But when asked what kind of misconduct they uncovered, she said that would come out in the next few days.
Okay, Marcia, thank you.